Savatage returned, the original Alice Cooper band reunite, and Ghost are taking us all 40 years back to the future. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. The Revenge of Alice Cooper.
Who I really am.
For the very first time since 1973, the original Alice Cooper band has reunited with all of the remaining original band members. Those of course being, well, Alice Cooper himself, but also Michael Bruce on guitar, Dennis Dunaway on bass, and Neil Smith on drums. And all to record a new album titled The Revenge of Alice Cooper, which is set for release this July 25th via Ear Music.
And decide if I should bite.
This new album marks the first full studio collaboration of the original lineup in over 5 decades, since their 7th studio album, Muscle of Love, released all the way back in 1973, and will be produced by longtime collaborator Bob Ezrin, who noted that this reunion reminded him quite a lot of a high school reunion, as the chemistry between the original band members of Alice Cooper has not changed at all over the past 5 decades. A poignant highlight of the album is the inclusion of the late guitarist Glenn Buxton, who sadly passed away in 1997, yet who will be featured posthumously on 2 tracks, one built from an old demo riff, and another, Return of the Spiders 2025, being a remix of a 1970s song from their Easy Action album. Oh, and yeah, the first single of this upcoming record, titled Black Mamba, has already been released this week. And you know what? It gives Alice Cooper fans exactly that same old school feel and vibe, but today in 2025, which, you know what, is a great surprise. Because hearing a new track by the original Alice Cooper band was definitely not on my bingo for this year.
I'll just watch you while you're sleeping, baby.
And here, super quick, just want to point out that only a fraction of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel. So if you still haven't done so, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider doing it right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together.
What have I got that makes you want to love me?
Ozzy Osbourne's Heavy Training. The legendary Ozzy Osbourne is trying to get in shape, well, as much as it is actually possible, ahead of his last ever concert, which will happen this July. And yes, we did talk about Ozzy trying to get in shape before, but this week we found out exactly what kind of a routine the Prince of Darkness has got. As in a recent episode of Ozzy Speaks on SiriusXM, the Prince of Darkness shared that he is currently doing 2 sets of 3-minute walks a day, as well as some weight training, adding that he is waking up his body. And although to us 3 minutes is nothing, for him who's been laying on his back recovering from umpteen surgeries, it is in fact a huge step forward.
I can't get a boner!
And you know what, guys? No matter what anyone says, this dedication is actually extremely inspirational. So Ozzy, you're a freaking legend, and at this stage in your career, you honestly don't have to prove anything to anyone anymore. And no matter how active or inactive you will be at your last show, the show itself is already one of the biggest events in the history of metal music.
Evil, fucking evil!
As always, I would like to thank all of my patrons and all of the YouTube channel members, as it is thanks to you and thanks to everyone who purchases Metal Pilgrim merch that this show is even able to exist. So thank you to each and every one of you, and please just know that it does mean the world to me.
Bubbles!
Savatage return. One of the most anticipated tours of 2025 kicked off last weekend in Brazil, the comeback tour of the legendary band Savatage, who kicked it off with the appearance at the Monsters of Rock festival and later on gave their first non-festival headlining concert in more than 2 decades, with a setlist comprised of a journey through their entire career, featuring classics like Sirens, Gutter Ballet, Hole the Mountain King, Strange Wings, This Is the Time, and a very, very touchy rendition of the legendary Believe, during which a video of John Oliva playing piano and singing was displayed, paying tribute to both John and his late brother Chris Oliva during the guitar solo. Although he is coordinating and managing it at every step of the way. And you know what? At least from the first shows, it looks like it is a huge success. And seeing how much Savatage fans who do attend it enjoy it just makes me want to quote our recent interview with Chris Caffrey and the band.
Any fans that tell me that this ain't Savatage, it ain't John, it's like, talk to him.
Freak on a Leash.
Takes a part of me. It's your turn.
It finally happened! Jonathan Davis of Korn teamed up with the designer Ashton Michael to launch a new pet accessory line called, wait for it, Freak on a Leash! Yes! Pet merch with that name! And I actually have only one question about it. How the flip no one thought about it before? It's literally one of the most obvious metal merch ideas in history. The collection of course includes collars, leashes, toys and more, all with the dark, edgy aesthetics you'd expect from Korn's frontman. So yes, dog owners, now your favorite pet can look just like you back in 2002.
I try to every night, all in day.
And now is the time for your favorite part of the video. So let's talk about 5 latest metal releases from this week, which, although did not get their own segments in this video, are definitely worthy of your attention. German power metal veterans Primal Fear have released Far Away, the first single from their upcoming album Domination, set to drop on September 5th via Reigning Phoenix Music. And despite the whole fact that this is the first song with the band's new lineup and overall of the new chapter of Primal Fear, Far Away still stays true to the classic Primal Fear sound, showcasing the band's signature blend of soaring vocals and heavy riffs. Wednesday 13 returned with his 10th studio album Mid-Death Crisis, released through Napalm Records. Described as a leave your brain at the door rager, the album embraces horror punk aesthetics with energetic tracks that continue the artist's tradition of blending macabre themes with rock and roll flair. Bay Area metal stalwarts Machine Head have unveiled their 11th studio album Unatoned via Nuclear Blast and Imperium Recordings. The album features a mix of thrash aggression and groove-laden anthems, marking the debut of guitarist Reese Scruggs and drummer Matt Alston. Tracks like Outsider highlight the band's continued evolution while staying true to their heavy, classic Machine Head roots. Swiss folk metal ensemble Eluveitie have released Unf, their 9th studio album, through Nuclear Blast Records. The album introduces violinist and hurdy-gurdy player Leah Sophie Fisher, adding fresh dynamics to the band's Celtic-inspired sound. With intricate melodies and traditional instrumentation, Unf continues Eluveitie's exploration of mythological themes. So basically does pretty much exactly the same thing this band is known for. German metalcore outfit Caliban returns with Back from Hell, their latest album released via Century Media Records. The record features collaborations with artists like The Browning, blending metalcore intensity with electronic elements, and helping the band explore the new horizons of their sound while maintaining their signature aggression. Oh, and by the way, our Metal 365 playlist on Spotify and YouTube Music has gotten a huge update, which, by the way, also consists of these tracks. So if you still haven't added it to your music library or just didn't listen to it for a while, now would of course be the best time to do it. Dark Skeletons in Ghost's Closet. Before dropping their new studio album Skeleta this Friday, Ghost also released their third and the last single off of it, titled Peacefield. And most of the fans, after hearing it, were like, wait a second!
Wait. No.
No, it's not a cover. And yes, Peacefield's chorus sounds quite a lot like a chorus from the legendary Journey song Separate Ways. So much that pretty much everyone who heard that song felt obliged to write about it online. But you know what? For some weird reason, it doesn't really bother me at all. Quite the opposite. I feel like it's somewhat of an homage.
It's an homage dressed up as a...
Or a homage. As a woman. Or a homage, yeah.
As at least to me, the whole point of Ghost as a band is basically taking the best from the 70s and 80s rock and reimagining it today in 2025. And no matter what, this song actually is catchy as hell.
This is what dreams are made of. This is what they're afraid of.
But nevertheless, Skeleta is out, so if you already had a chance to listen to it, please let us know what you guys personally think about the new Ghost album and about Peacefield and its similarities to Separate Ways. Does it bother you, or quite the opposite? You feel like it's bringing rock and roll back into the mainstream? Please let us know in the comments. The truth about Iron Maiden's Nicky McBrain and Simon Dawson. In a recent interview/Q&A session at MI, Iron Maiden vocalist Bruce Dickinson spoke about the first Iron Maiden rehearsal with their new drummer Simon Dawson, which apparently actually has already happened last year, amidst the Future Past tour. And yes, Nico was of course fully aware of it.
Yes, that's true.
But nevertheless, during that conversation, Bruce actually said something which so many of us Iron Maiden fans have been longing to hear for the band for the past month. The statement about Iron Maiden wanting to have a backup simply because they were worried about Nico's health and not about the shows themselves. And I'm quoting here. It wasn't so much his drumming, but his physical body. We were worried. We were like, we do not want to end up with Nick in hospital. And that's exactly why they invited the British Lion drummer Simon Dawson to be a potential backup for if Nico will not be able to perform a concert or two. Not because they were worried about Nick's ability to drum, which of course are not the same as they were 20 years ago, but simply because they did not want to push their friend and their family member too hard after everything he's gone through. And you know what? This is exactly the kind of statement we all have been waiting for from Iron Maiden. And in addition to all that, Bruce also addressed the question of why Iron Maiden did not invite some of the other drummers, which so many fans kind of thought would replace Nick McBrain if anything would ever happen and he would decide to leave Iron Maiden, saying that although they were all good drummers, they all wanted to sound like Nico. And we all know that no one can ever replace the legendary Nick McBrain at Iron Maiden. So instead they decided to go with a completely different type of drummer. And after the first rehearsal with Simon Dawson, Bruce actually thought that he mostly reminds him of another legendary Iron Maiden drummer, Clive Burr, having the same big band swing feel and that old school Iron Maiden groove. And although Nico of course is irreplaceable at Iron Maiden and will forever remain such, Bruce is actually really excited to see how the band will perform with their newest live band member. And I guess we'll all find out in just about a month. But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and thank you so much for all the support you're showing to me, this show, and Ukraine through this very difficult time. Please don't forget to like this video, comment under it, spread the word about the channel, and of course join our communities on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X, Discord. What else is out there? Pretty much anywhere you can post content. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!